Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button before you go. Doesn't cost you anything, it's very easy to do. Just click and forget. So anyway, as you can see, we are on Farming Simulator 25 and we're on the PlayStation 5. We are currently playing on Calmsden map, the mod map very kindly created by Oxygen David. So we are acutely aware that we need a bigger silo for the silage. I went offline, off camera, however you want to look at it, and tried various different iterations, different types of styles and places to put things, just to see what I felt would work best. Excuse me. Including a different cow barn dairy parlour thing. I have two favourite cow barns, both for milking. One of them has the automatic feeding section attached to it, which is absolutely bloody brilliant because obviously you don't have to worry about trying to get your TMR mix done well and done right, and it's also really cool just watching the robot go along, pick up little stuff, fill the feeder up, and then the robot comes out and goes around and does its job. First time I saw that, because back in 22, as in FS25, when I first used that modded cow barn, I never got to see, and I don't know if it was actually a working thing or not, but I never saw the machine working, the machine coming out, the robot coming out and feeding the cows. So I just assumed it was just, it was just there to look good, you know what I mean, to give the vague idea. So I have no idea. Then I fired it up on 25 on Riverbed Springs. I nearly wet myself. I was like, oh my god, it works, it's a real thing, and it was glorious, it was fabulous, it was so much fun. It's just so sad. I really do sometimes know absolutely I need to get out more, but it was brilliant, it was so much fun to see. So anyway, that became my new favourite cow barn. The other one, which again I haven't used on 25 yet, but I used to use to death on Farming 22, was the it's a huge, I don't know, I can't off the top of my head remember the exact name of it, but it's a massive one, and it's got it's like an American style barn. I think that's how they labelled it, or that's how they describe it. And it's got like a small little pasture, and you've got like a slurry ring that's attached to it and everything else, and it's just this long line, and it looks beautiful. That's, you know what I mean? It doesn't do anything. It's weird because there's no milking parlour in it. There's no machinery or anything else. But I don't know. There was just something about it that just made me love it to bits. And the fact that it was it was cheap, but it held a very large number of cows. Now, obviously, in this game, that is irrelevant because with every time you put down a thing, you can create a pasture, and the larger the pasture, the more animals. So yeah, but either way, so they're my two choices of cow parlour. So as you can see, I got rid of the base map dairy, which I don't know, there was just, it just didn't feel right. I just didn't like the look of it. Didn't even use it. I just didn't like it. So I've replaced it with a slightly larger silage clamp. Also, when I removed the dairy bit, and it took the slurry pit with it, but left the pit, I was like, oh crap! I'm never very good at doing the whole smoothing and landscaping thing at the best of times. So that took me a few trial and errors to see what was the easiest way to do that, but I did it. So but yeah, that did make me chuckle when I removed the pit and the pit stayed. I was like, oh shit, or lack of no. So my original issue was obviously the silage clamp was too small, and I had lots and lots of grass, and I still had several fields still to collect. So I was like, okay, right, fine, I'm going to need a bigger pit, obviously, or a bigger silage clamp. So I did, and almost straight away I think I realised that it may well be a little bit too big. Excuse me a second. Oh, hello. Sorry. Yeah, it may well have been overkill. But then, in my defence, I'm kind of preempting future on this. So I'm future-proofing it in so much as the next round of silage, yeah, so like second cut, will include the previous last two massive fields as well, which are in the first clamp. So do you know what I mean? So, and then obviously I can get rid of that smaller clamp, so all of that what's in there will be in this bigger clamp. And I've also got that ploughed field over the road that I want to eventually I'm going to sow with grass as well. So so I've got a lot of grass in the future to come through. So ultimately, even though at the moment I'm like, oh bugger, I think I've way massively overdone it with the size of the clamp, it will get filled. If not all the way, it will be like at least 80% filled, I think, with all of my future stuff. So that's me trying to make a very long-winded excuse for doing what I've done. But also, I'm obviously not going to do, although it does feel like it, I'm not going to do a voiceover through this entire video. So I just want to say, later on you will see where I do realise that the initial let's just dump what else we've got left out in the fields into this new pit isn't going to work. So I'm like, okay, so I need to now kind of have some kind of barrier system inside the silage pit to make a smaller section of silage pit that I can use, just if that makes any sense. But unfortunately that doesn't exist, so I ended up having to get another silage clamp and put it into the large one, so it kind of ends up sectioning it off. All of that will be explained if you stick with this video. Even if you fast forward, you will see what I mean. It was very faffy, and at the time I'm like, for God's sake, but it was the best option I had other than waste money that I didn't have and basically delete the large clamp and put smaller ones in. The reason I didn't want to do that was because, like I've just said, eventually there will be lots and lots of more grass coming in, like second, third cut and so on and so forth. So that large clamp will come into action as an entity on its own eventually. So yes, but also the addition of another silage clamp in the large silage clamp, like I said, which it will make sense when you see it. Once I'm done with that, I can delete it because it didn't cost that much, and hopefully by that time I will have a decent bit of income coming through. So I will eventually delete that sectioned off bit, and then that will open up the clamp again. It all makes sense in my head, trust me. Although I will admit that is not a place you want to visit very often. My head, that is. But yeah, trust me, when you watch this video, it does make sense, kind of. Last but not least, by the time you're watching this and on the day that it's released, it will be released on the end of January 31st, something like that. It's going to be a good 3 or 4 days after the most recent Farming Simulator update 1.5 or whatever it was, which apparently because like I said, when I was mid-play when this update came through, so when I came back into it, it was an update and I was like, okay, fine. And excuse me, I am so sorry. Whilst playing that, and obviously off the back of every other update that we've had in this game, I have always been very, very paranoid that it will crash, or 9 times out of 10 whenever they do an update it breaks something else. Comments, please tell me I'm wrong. Prove me I'm wrong, because I'm not. Anyway, this one is no different, unfortunately. Yes, there are some beautiful things like the reflections in the water. I believe it or not, I am now actually running, as you're watching this video, this is running at 60 FPS, air quotes, performance mode. Did I notice a difference? I don't know. Part of me is like, am I just trying to see a difference, or willingly, wanting to see this difference, or not? Or you know what I mean? Am I just wishing that it were that different? Because I genuinely didn't see that much of a difference, and I'm on a PlayStation 5. Yes, it's not a Pro, but it's still 5. It can run 60 FPS on a brand new 32-inch TV, HD. The stuff I'm running this game on is not the problem. So I'm just saying, with my old roomy eyes, I didn't notice that much of a difference. So I'm like, whatevers. So I'm not massively fussed about the whole performance mode. It's not like I'm running Gran Turismo or anything else, you know what I mean? But by the by, the other main one that I picked up on the release notes on the update was the minimizing and reducing and potentially getting rid of collisions and items like buckets and so on and so forth getting stuck in the ground. Yeah, keep watching this video. The thumbnail is basically what happens constantly, and it's not because at one point I'm like, oh, maybe it's because I've not got weights on the back of the tractor and the bucket, you can't handle the weight and all this lot, so it's lifting. That's BS. It's not that at all. It's literally because 1 minute it will pick up the bucket full of silage, and then the next minute it won't, and it just goes mental. So yeah, please, even if, like I said, fast forward it, go through to the end of the video where you will see me shifting silage with the bucket, and the tractor just can't cope. It gets stuck in the ground multiple times. So again, as I have said on many other occasions, their most recent update has once again very well may have upgraded and fixed a lot of things, but it has at the same time made other things worse. It has very, very much broken more things, because up to this update I wasn't having that level of issue with buckets sticking in the ground, and yes, they were falling in through the ground, I was having the issue. So it was a welcome thing to read that this update was going to fix those issues, but it hasn't. Not on this game anyway, not on my console, not on my save file. It has made it worse again. So yeah, anyway, I'm not going to even bother going into a rant about it, because I've done that far too many times and I'm just tired of it, because it's not going to achieve anything. Anyway, so enjoy this video. Like I said, fast forward it if you really want to, no skin off my nose, and go and watch the bit where I am shifting the silage, and you will see exactly what I'm on about. Comments, let me know, are you enjoying the Calmsden map? Are you playing it? What issues are you finding, whether it be with the map itself, or have you had any more issues since the update, or have you been very lucky and the update has fixed every issue that you have? What is your favourite cow barn? That's a weird one, but quite specific. And let me know if it's even if it's on the FS22 one, and it's something that we all wish will get ported over as a mod at some point, or if it is already available, let me know. I would love to see your comments and your thoughts on which building you prefer to use as a dairy setup and why. What else? No, I think that's about it really. Oh, and like I said, I do hope you understand my very convoluted way of trying to explain what I do in relation to the silage clamp, but trust me, like I said, if you carry on watching, it will all work out and make sense. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for putting up with my crap. It is appreciated, and I am acutely aware, even though I have things that I want to say and I will say them, I am very much aware that many probably don't want to hear it, but then at the end of the day, you can always mute. I will not be offended in any shape or form. Do you know what I mean? Thank you very much for doing everything you do. Please continue to do so. You are very much appreciated in my life for doing what you do and encouraging me to continue to do what I do, even if it is badly. Till the next video, love you all.